Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. A special welcome if you are new. This is Homeschool at Heart. My name is Leah Simpson, and today we're going to be talking about my fourth graders curriculum for the 2024-2025 school year. All right, you guys, these are some of my very favorite videos to make. I always get so excited when it's time to get new curriculum, to prepare for the next year, and to start dreaming about what that's going to be like. So I'm going to show you guys, this is just our core curriculum for next year. I have a third grader who is going into fourth grade, and this is what I have chosen to start her year off with. So we're going to be talking about Bible, language arts, history, science, and math. So I homeschool through a charter. If you're wondering, it's Sage Oak Charter. It is a Southern California charter school. We have been with it since the beginning of our homeschool journey and don't plan to stop using them until possibly high school. I am exploring that a little bit, but I will let you guys know what I decide about that when it's time. My big kids are going to both be in middle school next year. So I'll have a sixth grader, a seventh grader, and then this little fourth grader. So I will be sharing my curriculum picks for the two big kids next week or the week after. We'll see. We'll see what I get done. But I'm excited to share all of that with you too. There's like one or two things that I'm kind of still debating over for them. So let me just show you guys what we're going to be doing. And I actually have most of this curriculum actually here in front of me, with the exception of science, but I'll explain why in just a minute. So we're going to start with Bible. So we don't use an actual Bible curriculum for our Bible time. We do Bible first thing, and we do a Bible study together. We've been using Not Consumed Bible studies for our Bible time this year as well. And so we're going to keep doing that next year. We love them. So this is the fruit of the tongue. So that's going to be our first one for this year. It is about how our words matter. And I feel like this is going to be really good for our entire family. So not just kids, mom too. We're all going to be doing the exact same study together. They do leveled ones, but we're all going to be doing the junior level so that the questions and everything will be the same. Right now we're doing one that is about siblings, but it's hard. I did all the levels, so I have the adult level, I have the junior level, and I have the primary level, and it's kind of hard because our questions are all different. So if we were all doing it separately from each other and then like coming to discuss it, it probably would work the best. But since we're going to be answering the questions at the same time, this is what I chose to do this time. So they're really sweet little devotionals. So it has like some things to read, and then you read the Bible passages, and then you answer some questions. So it's really great in my opinion. So each study comes with a bookmark. So these have my words: should, offer praise, share Christ, bring healing, be kind, be true, be thankful, be pure, be respectful, be humble, be peaceful. Death and life are in the power of your tongue. I'm really excited to do this study. And then those same things that are on the bookmark, they send a sticker sheet so they can decorate their pages if they'd like. And then there are 4 challenges, as this is a 4-week study, so there's a challenge for each week. So we're going to go through that. We're pretty excited about it. The kids helped pick it out. Next up, let's talk about language arts. So my little 9-year-old who's going to be in 4th grade, her name is Charlotte, and so we had to do Charlotte's Web. We're using Moving Beyond the Page. We used that this year with her, and we loved it. It was really great for her. This is a full language arts curriculum. So you could choose, well, they say it's a full language arts curriculum. For My big kids, we also use Moving Beyond the Page, and then we've also used IEW because I feel like the amount of writing is not enough for them. However, with where Charlotte is at, this has been absolutely perfect for her. So it has grammar, it has spelling, it has vocabulary, it has writing, and of course it has reading as well. So this has been a really good, solid curriculum for us. It fulfills our whole requirement for language arts through the charter, but I also feel really good about it. So that's why we're going to continue going on with the same one. So let me show you some examples of what's in here. So here's the discussion questions. You read the chapter, and then there are in here, there's 8 questions. I usually only have my students do half of them, so she'll have to do 4. So she'll get to pick which ones she wants to do, and then there's other activities. So this one has a plot flow chart in this first section. There's also things that you learn about characters, so you keep charts on that. So this looks like she's going to probably keep this chart and be adding to this throughout the story. And then there's spider research, so you learn how to research something with sources. So we have some books that she's gonna jump into to see what she can learn about different spiders. Here's a poem that she's going to contribute to, so it's started for her, and then she'll fill in the blanks. I believe that option 2 for that, they give option 1 and option 2 of a lot of things, so if you have a more advanced student, you can have them do the option 2, which would be to write the entire poem from scratch. Let's see if I can find some more examples of some things for you guys. Pig products. So you write what things people typically use pig meat for, I guess. Sorry, that might be gross. This one has like, what sounds do you hear in a barn? What sights, just kind of getting the setting. And there's another, here's another example of a setting activity where they're having you think about all of your senses and what that might mean for the setting. So there's some examples from Moving Beyond the Page. So we're going to start out with Charlotte's Web, and then we're going to go on to The Whipping Boy after that. I remember reading this when I was her age and liking that book. So we'll go on to that. And then for math, we're going to be doing Math in Focus. We have done Math in Focus with my 2 youngest kids all the way through. So we have all of the teacher editions, all of the extra workbooks and everything like that. So I just bought the workbooks for her, 4A and 4B, since she's going to be in 4th grade. This is a Common Core math program. And so if you don't want to do Common Core, then don't choose this. There are some confusing things about it. I don't love Common Core, but because we've gone from kindergarten all the way up through 5th grade with it, I feel pretty confident that I can get her through this. Charlotte loves math. She has loved this math program the entire time we've done it. We've had no problems with it, except that I have to do some research from time to time to figure out how to teach the material. But if I can't figure it out, and I can't figure it out looking at the work or at the teacher's manual, then I'll just go to YouTube and search it, and I usually find instructions, no problem. And we just watch it together, and then we go through the problems in the workbook together. So the only other thing is that sometimes when you get up to this higher level, early elementary has short lessons, but upper elementary sometimes has longer lessons, and I'll just break them up to be like 20 questions at a time. I won't make my kids do more than that because I want them to continue to like doing the work and not feel like it's a huge chore. So let me look and see what is covered in this first workbook. So we have place value of whole numbers. So a little bit of review at the beginning. Estimation and number theory. So we're going to talk about estimation factors and multiples. whole number multiplication and division, tables and line graphs, data and probability, so average, median, mode, range, stem and leaf plots, outcomes, probability as a fraction, and then there's always like a real world problem, so word problem section at the end of each chapter. Fractions and mixed numbers, so how to add, subtract, mixed numbers, improper fractions, renaming improper fractions and mixed numbers, renaming whole numbers when adding and subtracting fractions, fraction of a set, and then how to get the information you need for those out of a word problem. So that's all for the first book. So when we were doing this year, we got through the entire first book, and then we'll get about halfway through the second book. Usually we can get through all of the material in a year, but this is just how it worked out for us this year. So we'll be going on to Math in Focus 4A at the beginning of next school year. So let me talk about science next. So we're going to keep using Harbor and Sprout. Harbor and Sprout is a online downloadable curriculum, and that's why I don't have it in front of me right now. So what I have been doing in the last couple of units that we've done is I have only printed out what the kids need for their consumables. I have only printed out the workbook pages and any kind of pages that they would use for, here I'll show you an example because I happen to have one right here that we just did. This was an experiment worksheet, so I printed this out so they can fill it in. There's, different things. Charlotte did this one that was labeling the parts of a lemon because we talked about acids and bases and things like that in this last lesson that we did in home economics, which you wouldn't think is a big sciencey thing, but it really is. It's all the science of what you do in your home. So we're actually really enjoying that one. I like how unexpected some of their units are, and they always surprise me with how good they are every single time. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description box for that. I have, I think, a discount code. I'll put all the information for that in the description box, but we're gonna continue using Harbor and Sprout. We used them last year and this year, so this will be our third year continuing to use them. They are growing by leaps and bounds, and so they have all the things from morning baskets to primary level studies to secondary level studies, and I think they're coming out with high school level studies soon. They even have, if you really want a printed workbook, you can order printed materials from them as well now, which is really exciting. And you can choose to have all of it printed. You can print it yourself. You can have them print it. You can print part of it and just use your devices to read the materials, which is what I've been doing lately because I just haven't had the time to print it all out. I like having it all in front of me, but it's just been easier to do it this way. So I can just print off what we need for that lesson during that lesson time and just get it done. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm not entirely sure which units we're going to be using because I haven't determined the exact precise theming of next year yet. And so I usually like to theme things. And so I like to make sure it all kind of goes together neatly. And so I haven't figured that out yet. So I'll let you guys know when I do. So last thing, history. Let's talk about history. So we are using Beautiful Feet books. We have used them last year, this year, and then we are going to be using them again next year. We really like this literature-based approach to learning about history. It has been so fun for us. It's, we use it as part of our group time, so it's kind of an extension of morning time for us. This is early American history, and we have been working through this year. We are not going to finish it this year. I'm going to try to get through the unit that we're on, plus maybe one more. We'll see how far we can get, but I would like to at least feel like we finished a topic before we end, and then we'll just pick up wherever it is that we left off with this. But I also picked up the second part of it, which is modern American and world history. So this one goes up through the Civil War, and then this one picks up and does after that. So Our science units, I will try to have some of them coincide with this one because there's like space travel and things like that that come up in modern history. So that seems like it would make sense to do that. So we'll see where we get with that. So that is, you guys, oh, I should show you inside of this book. Let me show you inside of it, because that is what you come here for, right? All right, so this is a literature base. So this is the teacher's manual and the guide. So what you will get if you buy the package, I just bought this one. I just bought the book, the teacher book, because I was using the rest of Charlotte's funds for the year. And she did not have enough funds to buy the entire year with the literature package. So we will go ahead and just buy all the books at the beginning of next year when we get our curriculum funds. But these guides are fantastic, you guys. So some charters will not pay for the guides, but the guides are not that expensive. So I bought this one with my own money. It did pay for the modern history one. Sometimes there's religious content in the guides, but you're not showing any work samples from the guides. And so typically the school will not bother you if you use a charter for using the guides, because what they want to know is, did your child learn from the literature? So they have, if you go on the Beautiful Feet website, there are charter school packages if you're needing to use a charter school like I do. You're going to look at those. Those are what you're going to choose from. If you're not using a charter, there's a ton of other stuff that you can totally use, and it's all amazing. But since we are limited to what the charter will pay for and accept samples from, we're using the things that are more secular, or they are neutral. I was like trying to think of the word. What's the word? It's neutral. So we really enjoy this. So here's an example of, they have pages that have rabbit trails with additional materials that you can delve into other topics that are, you know, kind of loosely related to what you're already talking about. They have craft projects in here. There are recipes in here. Let me go back to where we are, because there was like a bunch of recipes in here. There are recipes that you can do. Watch, it's making me into a liar. Okay, here it is. Look at how good some of these things look, you guys. It's like a tea party or something, picnic, that you can get. They have the recipes in the book. So there's the explanation of the Revolutionary War. Then there's, you know, they have photos of things in here. They have the work that you're going to do. So the lesson with like what you're going to read from each book. And then sometimes they have poems in here like they do right here. They have suggestions of movies or YouTube videos that you can watch. They have your discussion questions in here. They have suggestions for narrations and things that you can write. We have little notebooks that we keep our information in. You can also get, the package comes with a timeline, and then it has all these little pictures that you can do. I usually buy one of these, and then it has, if I can open it, sorry. It has these pictures that you can add to your notebooks, your history notebooks, narration notebooks, with like dates and things. And then I usually just will take a photo of it with my phone, and then I'll send it to my printer to print off the extra copies. But this also came with this timeline cardstock. It's like a really long timeline that you can put on a wall. I'm not really into that, so we're not doing it. You don't, this is a reminder, you don't have to do everything that your curriculum asks you to. Just saying. I guess I could put it in my hallway, but we do school out in my living area, and I don't really want a timeline on my wall, so I'm not doing it. That's your permission. Anyway, so that is everything that we're doing for Charlotte's fourth grade year, at least at the beginning, we will probably end up picking up another Moving Beyond the Page package, and we'll probably end up doing 4 or 5 Harbor and Sprout units over the course of the year. And you know, you just, as you finish things, you just gather more materials. So anyway, I hope that was all helpful. If you guys want to share what you guys are doing for your child's fourth grade year, or anything that you would add to this, I would love to hear about it in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. All right, you guys, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. I always, at the end of the videos, tell a story from something that's happened to me in my real life at the end. So, you know, guys, I've lost some weight. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've lost some weight in the last several months. So I started really trying to lose weight back in October of last year, so 2023. And I have lost about 5 inches since then. I started writing it down in January of this year. I started using a bullet journal and doing all the trackers and all that stuff that's in bullet journals these days. Maybe I'll show my bullet journal if you don't know what that is. So it's basically a dot journal, and you fill it all in yourself. It's supposed to be really good for anxiety relief, and I don't know if it is, because I feel like it's an obligation now, but I do it. Anyway, so I was out. This is my question for you guys. What is the deal with women's clothes? Because I feel like, okay, I used to be an extra large. I am now a small or medium, size 6 or 8, depending. So why though? Why am I not the same size in everything? Like, I have a couple of pairs of size 6 jeans here that I can squeeze into. They will be more comfortable if I lose like maybe 2 more pounds. However, this is just where we're at, right? I'm not even measuring by pounds so much as I am by, like, I'm measuring myself with a tape measure every month. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. It's just like, what I'm feeling better because my joints are feeling better, you know? I have a bad back, which I've talked about a lot, and so losing weight has been like a thing that I've wanted to do for that more than for vanity, I guess is what I'm saying. However, I don't fit any of my old clothes. I'm not done losing weight, so I just wanted to go and buy a few things at the store last week. And it was so frustrating, you guys, because I was like, okay, let me pick out like what things I think will fit me. And nothing, I went through so many things because I couldn't find like the exact right size. I tried on, like, okay, maybe this is TMI, but I tried on probably 25 bras and I came home with 2. Because I couldn't find anything that fit right. Like, everything was the wrong size. Everything was the wrong size. So, do you guys have this problem? Because I'm like, okay, so I brought in like a bunch of t-shirts even, just because I needed some t-shirts that weren't like insanely baggy on me. I don't know. So, and then I brought in like pairs of shorts and pedal pushers or whatever. I guess they're capris. They're not like shorts like that go down just past your knees. They're like ones that go like mid-calf. Anywho, nothing. I came home with like this tiny bag with like 3 t-shirts in it and 2 bras. Because I could not find anything that fit correctly. And I was at the store for like 3 hours. It was at Kohl's. Maybe I need to try other stores. But I feel like every time I go to like TJ Maxx or whatever, I can't even find anything that I really like that much. It's always when like you're not really looking for anything that you find things that you like. But when you actually need the things and you're like prepared to spend the money, you're like, I find nothing that I like. So anyway, that's my story for you this week. That's what's going on here, is that Leah needs to get some clothes. So I feel like Amazon is easier, but then even on Amazon, I'm not finding things that I really love. Like this is an Amazon t-shirt and I like it okay, but it's kind of a little more form-fitting than I want for just like chilling in, I guess. It's like not, it doesn't work well with leggings. And y'all know, this is like mom life. It's real life here. I wear leggings almost every day. So anyway, that is my story for you guys. I hope you're having a great week and I will see you in my next video.